Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Nathan Kleczeswki. I'm an extension field crop pathologist at the University of Illinois, and I'm here with my buddy Lucas today. Hi, Luke. You want to say hi? Hi. Hi. All right. He's in better mood than he was the other days when we were out here. Today we're going to talk a little bit about red crown rot. Okay, so red crown rot is a soil-borne disease. It's caused by a fungus, and we're learning more about this disease here in Illinois. It's pretty new to the state. And we're conducting a survey this year to see if we can kind of have an idea of how widespread it is. Now, one of the interesting things about this disease is that it can produce symptoms that look very, very similar to some of our other diseases that we see around this time of year, such as sudden death syndrome, perhaps stem caker, perhaps brown stem rot. Okay, so this disease, this fungus will infect the roots, and when the plants start to put out their pods, it will produce a toxin that moves into the foliage, and it causes this kind of interveinal chlorosis here. Eventually these plants will wilt and die. The leaves typically stay attached. The big thing here is when we look at the base of the stems, and again, the further the plants are, hey Lucas, you're in the way, the further the plants are in senescence, the more likely you are to actually see these red crown rot symptoms. But what you can do is pull up the stems, and again, this might take me a couple plants to find a good one, but what you can see at the base of some of these plants is some very distinctive red, here you go, let's see if we can get that in there. Yeah, that one's all right. Some very kind of charcoal brown red growth. The roots will be kind of black and rotted here at the soil line. And if we wait a few more days on these, what we'll actually start to see are little red balls on the bases of these stems. Sometimes if it's really wet, the bases of the stems also will be covered in a white fluffy mycelium. That's something you're not really going to see with SDS or some of those other diseases. So what we're doing here is we have a project with the Illinois Soybean Association. We have a graduate student who's looking at seed treatments as well as conducting a survey in the state. And really we're trying to figure out why this disease is here, because it's typically something that you see in areas where they produce peanuts, warmer climates, tropical areas. It's becoming more of a problem in Asia, we've noticed. And again, because it looks so much like SDS, someone might be thinking they want to control SDS. It's a totally different disease, and some of those management practices for SDS might not work for red crown rot. Okay, so that's what we're doing this year. If you have some plants that are showing interveinal necrosis, especially if you're on the western part of the state, we do know it's in Tazewell County, Pike County. What was the other one? There was a third county, I think Livingston County. Those are three that we've had to confirm so far this year, and several more fields. So if you see anything, interveinal necrosis, please send the samples to the diagnostic clinic, and on there, please put a red crown rot survey, and then we can help pay for those samples, and then of course, we'll get you some answers. So, yeah, thanks. Lucas, what do you think?
I'm good.
That's good. That's good. See? That's good.